5 forecast. A slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm today and tonight. Partly sunny during the day, partly to mostly cloudy tonight. The high around 85, the low around 70. A nice weekend. It'll be warm, though. About 85 to 92. Saturday and Sunday, partly to mostly sunny. Saturday night, partly cloudy in the low to mid-70s. Jonesboro, that's your KLEK 102.5 FM weather.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Ollie Barrett. Australia has a new Prime Minister, Scott Morrison, after Malcolm Turnbull was ousted. Hawaii's seen flash flooding and landslides as strong winds from Hurricane Lane hit the US state. The EU says Italy's threat to withhold financial contributions to Brussels is not helpful in the migration debate. And days after India said WhatsApp had promised to develop tools to combat the spread of misinformation, the company says it's not possible to trace the source of fake messages in the country.
It's 9:01.
Community Conversations is brought to you by Arkansas Early Learning, offering no-cost childcare in Jonesboro and Northeast Arkansas. Applications at arearlylearning.org.
Arkansas Early Learning is a nonprofit organization.
KLEK LP Jonesboro, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council. It's now time for Community Conversations, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place, while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council, or our underwriters or sponsors.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday to you. I hope that you're having a great start to your day. You're tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. I'm your host, Kobila Jones, and my special guest today is Mrs. Shunquetta Cunningham from KHARIS Grants. Here in Jonesboro. I can't thank her enough for coming this morning. She's going to be talking about an event called Over the Cup, which she hosts once a month, and then she has another event coming up that I'm looking forward to concerning nonprofits. So, good morning, Mrs. Shunquetta.
Good morning. How are you?
All right. So let's just jump right into it today. We're only doing a short segment today. We're definitely going to bring her back another time to talk more in detail about the nonprofit event. So go ahead, let's talk about Over a Cup. Let's recap of what happened last month and how did it go, and what has been the feedback from the ladies that have attended.
Thank you. Well, so Over a Cup, it's an initiative that I started just being led to connect minority women entrepreneurs in the community. You know, we often don't have the opportunity to just get together and discuss and then find out who's doing what, and to be able to share that information. And so just wanted to create a space in which we can talk, informal, just a gathering of great women. And so we've started since January, and we are continuing on, and I invite every leading lady, or even if you're, if you're even considering starting a business, I think it's just great to be around people who will motivate you and then give you that push to say, hey, yes, I can do this.
Yes, ma'am. I've met some really wonderful young ladies, throughout my life, and they look up to me as a mentor, so I try to guide and direct them to your event because I feel that they could really benefit from meeting other women that are doing great things right here in the community, or that may be doing something they are looking forward to doing, even if it's a small business. Do you think some people get intimidated when they hear business owner, or they're thinking brick and mortar right away versus just at home, something simple, mobile?
Yeah, we have to crawl, before we walk. And so it's definitely okay to say, hey, right now it's just online. Right now it's home-based, before you go out and try to get a $1,200 lease on something. We just have to have our priorities together, but that doesn't negate what you're doing at all, or lessen the impact that you're going to have. I mean, I've went from an office, now I'm back home based, and now looking for another space, because the space that I need to do and need to be, and for my services, it was time to, just move on. Okay. And so, and those things are going to happen. And you have those transitions. I think we're not probably as transparent to know that you're starting a business is definitely up and down. Okay. It's definitely up and down, but I think the thing is consistency. And when you're around people that can say, hey, I've experienced this. Hey, I've had, an opportunity, and then that opportunity, left me, and which everything works together for the good. And so we just been able to talk about that and to say I'm not alone, because you need to hear that at times when you're starting businesses, whether you're writing a book, you're working on your CD, you're trying to open up a daycare, you're going to have some setbacks, but that actually, there is purpose, I say, in pain. There is purpose in those problems. Okay. It just teaches you more how to handle your things. And then every time I see that you overcome a problem, it actually gives you the strength to handle something else. You're like, oh, okay, I've been down this road. I can handle that. So.
Okay. And I was going to ask you, do the ladies that come to the group session, do they actually open up and talk about some of the real challenges that they face? Because some people tend to be more reserved. Like, I don't want to share that. That's going to make me look weak, or, but some people are like, okay, you need to hear this raw, unfiltered truth.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, the last meeting, we were kind of very open, just about some initial, some setbacks. One of the women there just had experienced a setback, with, a building opportunity. And again, being able to share that and then have other women to say, you know what, but hey, I'm sure there's something bigger coming around the corner. And matter of fact, within like the next 2 weeks, it actually was a greater opportunity. And so, yeah, being able to share that experience. I think we want to make it seem like we're perfect. Like you're always going to make money. Like you're always going to have clients. I mean, there could be weeks that go by and I do not engage with, as far as solidifying a client relationship, but that doesn't deter me. That's the time to say, hey, well, I can just be studying my craft. Okay. I can be working on some other business plan. I can be prepared. Oprah said this: success is really preparation and opportunity when they collide. And so therefore, when we have the opportunity to say, hey, no clients right now, how can I, improve my business plan, some of the things, marketing efforts, or if I just need to go to events and just say hey and show my face so I can still be on people's minds. Okay. Those are some, just great things I'm learning. Okay. Because at first it used to be like, oh, I ain't got no money, nobody's paying me. But now I appreciate the opportunities, because when it gets busy, it gets busy. Okay. And so you do appreciate the, I should say, the Sabbaths of business. You do appreciate the rest, and when you can kind of like gather your thoughts and gather your strategies, to move forward.
So do you teach a class on how to put all these things into practice, outlining it? You're laughing, but I'm serious.
No, not necessarily from that aspect, but that's one of the things with Over a Cup. That's kind of like the point of it, to be able to share. I am no expert at all, I promise you. But what I learned, but I'm an avid learner. Like I glean from other people, whether that's listening to a YouTube video, whether that's from Zig Ziglar to Melody Hobbs. She's great. Y'all should please. Melody Hobbs is awesome. Yeah. Sarah Blakely with Spanx. Oprah Winfrey. Ava DuVernay. I have people that I listen to that are already doing what I want to do. And so I just learn from them. I don't have to reinvent the wheel, and then I just have to figure out, okay, now which of these strategies will work for me. And it's all, it's a lot of combination, of things. And so, but that's kind of like I said, that is the point of Over a Cup. So what I do learn, I share, but then I'm also learning as well, because people are there saying, hey, have you tried this idea? And I'm like, no, just like you're just saying now, have you tried to do a workshop? And I do workshops all the time. And I've never thought about that particular workshop, but hey, that's something to consider. So thank you.
All right. All right. Want to say good morning to Dr. Sharice Jones-Springs.
Hi, mentor.
She says, good morning, beautiful. You're tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. My special guest is Mrs. Shunquetta Cunningham from KHARIS Grants. So tell us the date and time and location of this week's Over a Cup.
So it will be tomorrow morning. Get out of bed fresh and early. 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. at Starbucks on Red Wolf Stadium.
Okay.
You know, I know most of us still say stadium, but Red Wolf Stadium. Just an hour. I mean, sometimes like last time, we kind of went over 15, 20 minutes because the conversation was really good, you know, and that's great. And people say, why it's so early? Well, I have 4 children. And most of you like your weekends, and so it's good to get out of bed. And I've had some people, in fact, it's so funny. I've had women to inbox me and say, I would come, but that's too early for me. I was like, well, I don't care what time it is. When you want to pursue purpose, you'll get up at 5 a.m. So it's just probably not your season to join us right now. And so we just appreciate you when you get, you know, your mindset ready to come out. But, you know, people think it's early. I think that's the best time to think.
What better way to get your day started? Some people get up at 6 or, like you said, 5. They may work out, so go work out, get a little rest, and then go to Starbucks and get your coffee, tea, whatever you drink. Yeah. And have a really in-depth, empowering conversation with a group of women.
Yeah, and honestly, if you're listening to different people, like the people I've just named, Warren Buffett, I listen to a lot of his talks, just different people. I can learn from just about anyone, whether that's good or bad. And most successful people are up early in the morning. You know, just between you, if you're a person like me, that's time for me to pray and read my Bible early in the morning, the 5 o'clock hour, somewhere around there. I mean, sometimes it's like, you know, I snooze a little bit, but usually it's important to gather your thoughts. And so to be able to start your day and to start it on a positive note, then trying to say, hey, well, let's meet at, you know, 1 o'clock after you, probably in the midday, and then it's fall time. So again, we have soccer coming up and all this stuff. So 8 a.m., I think it's well worth your time. I know it is for those who, you know, who desire, let me say that, who desire for this moment. It's well worth the time. It's an opportunity to connect. And so I encourage you to share with other women. This is for women. It just is what it is. I'm not doing but it's still not me. It's, you know, inclusive. No, this is for women. And to come out. So if you're a man listening, please share with a great lady that you know that is on this entrepreneur journey.
All right. So again, this Saturday, 8 a.m., Starbucks on Redwood Boulevard or / Stadium, whatever you want to call it. Go out and meet some wonderful young women. I'm hoping to get to join. Just got to work out my transportation issues. So,
I would love for you to come. Yes, I think it's great.
Especially with the journey that I'm trying to take with my life. I know that I cannot do this alone. I need some people who have already done a few things to, you know, give me some pointers and tips along the way.
Yeah, and I've learned that we have, when you know better, you do better. And so I used to complain about the mentality of us as women, minority women, not coming together. And so I had to be the change that I wanted to see. And instead of like complaining, because we see this so often, I just saw a post and it irritated me. But black people, you know, don't know how to stick together. And true, there's a lot of things that we have still from a slave standpoint that was psychologically driven into us to make us combative and distrustful of one another for the sake of someone else's purpose and economic prosperity. But now that we're in this stage, actually, yesterday I went into the gas station and I had like this epiphany moment. I realized that the gas station owners were also related to the gas station owners on Caraway.
Okay.
And they're related to the gas station owners, like, on Hilltop. And I said, then when you go and get your nails done, I remember talking, I go to this one particular place, but then their cousins opened up another nail salon. And I was like, and all of this hit me yesterday. I said, we have gotten it so wrong where we're calling things, we're coveting things. We're thinking, well, if somebody start a bakery, I'm going to start a bakery. We haven't yet grasped the idea of how can we all start it and then monopolize it. Mm-hmm. Because, when you think about a gas station, it's synonymous with a lot of Middle Eastern families. Mm-hmm. The nail salons, a lot of Vietnamese, families, but they don't come here thinking one another's competition. They're all starting this thing together and monopolizing that market. Yes. or hair store. But we start businesses and think we're each other's competition. And so one of the things I want us to get out of Over a Cup is, I don't care if there's 2 real estate agents sitting at the table. How do you all come together and to be able to say, well, if a client don't want to work with me, I'm gonna pass her to my sister. And so that is the whole point. We have to learn how to, if we have the same business, but to monopolize that market. And I think that's the greater path to success than all of this other bashing that we're doing. Yes. So, if you all are coming, hairstylists, I don't care if we have 50 hairstylists at the table and nail techs, whatever it is, when we come together, I think we'll be able, that's how we first learn to communicate and then to build that trust. And to say, hey, we can do this, we can build together, because they're not worrying about each other, because they're helping each other.
That's right.
You may be disappointed in their service, but guess what? You're going to go down the street and get gas at the aunt's gas station. Yes. So they're not worried, they're keeping it in the family. So that's what that's what we're going to have to learn how to do.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because like you said, it may be several people from the same profession, but they offer different services. I can speak from a nail tech's point of view. I can do the foundation of artificial nails. I can do a natural nail manicure. But when it comes to freehand nail art, don't ask me to do that.
Right.
I can do some rhinestones and maybe some other things. So there may be another tech in the bunch who can do some awesome freehand. So just those things that make us alike also makes, let's just say, we all have different skills that we can bring to the table, even if we're in the same profession.
Yes, and we should be willing and excited that we're not the only ones doing something in that area. That does not make you feel great. It will make me feel great if I walk into the room and I'm the only one of my gender, of my race that I see. I'm thinking about, how do I bring someone else? Because I've had the privilege, one of my mentors is here, and I've had another mentor in the city, just being exposed, saying, hey, I'm going to this lunch, come with me. Okay. Not wanting to, like I said, be the only person in the room. That should make you feel good. It's just like, okay, I'm here and I'm thankful. Now be grateful for your opportunity. Don't ever, neglect to be grateful for your own paths to success. But also, just as a reminder, we do actually have a responsibility to help each other, to help one another. And some people don't agree with that, within our community. I think that's a very sad mindset, but I do think I have a responsibility to bring someone else along outside of my children.
Yes.
And I'm willing to do that, because those opportunities have been afforded to me, and people still invest in me, and so you just pass it forward.
That's right. When you were saying that, I was thinking, I want to right quick, Dr. Sharice Jones-Brand says, yep, I'm usually up at 5 a.m., so she would be great candidate to come to the 8 a.m.
Yeah, yes. And she is one of those ones, I can just always talk to her. I've called her, went to her office, again, someone that would invest in you. And be real, very real, raw. But we need that honesty, because the world is going to give it to us that and 10 times worse. Ooh, yes, so you need those type of people. And so that's why I encourage everyone, come to Over a Cup Saturday, tomorrow, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Let's talk about business. Let's talk about some of the things we need to do to get our paperwork together, so we're not just hustling. We actually have legitimate businesses. Yes. Just just come, and we're going to talk about all of that, from ideas to the formality of things.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And then, I'm sorry, right quick, Regina Mitchell says, love it. Good morning, Miss Regina. And everyone else
Hi,
out
that's
there
my
watching.
beautiful, beautiful aunt.
I wanted to mention, I did a little bit of research on, an LLC, and I'm like, all the legality, the literature was like, it was foreign to me, because there's some things that I would like to do, but again, making it legal, making it right, not being just not just I'm just
turning our hustle into careers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's fine too. And sometimes we're in the phase of hustling. That's just fine too. But if you're, serious, then we just have to get on that serious path. And I actually brought some documents because I have been privileged to free services right there at Arkansas State University with the Small Business Center. They will help you through some of that. Now, they won't write your business plan or anything like that, but they'll show you maybe the format and template. But that's also something that I could help with after you get that, information. But yeah, take advantage of the free services. I definitely do.
Yes.
There's a workshop going on, and especially if it's workshop and lunch. Learn. I am there.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I will share on my page, KHARIS Grants and Services. There is a workshop going on about estate planning for your business that is being offered by the chamber, and I can share that information as well under my business page, and then get that to you so you can share on KLEK. But yeah, I subscribe to Arkansas State Business Center, to the SBA.gov, to the Women's Entrepreneur sites. I have maybe 1,000 emails coming, but they're all, eventually I know if I need to just find some information, I can go to one of those sources. But if you're not looking at the formality of things and connected to one of these sites, I'm telling you now, you're just going about things, and the seriousness, you're going to have to get through that business jargon. But there are people that help you, and it's free.
Okay. All right. Well, we thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
We're definitely going to have Ms. Shunquetta come back and talk about the upcoming nonprofit workshop.
Yes.
That you work. I really want to hear more about that. And yes, Dr. Branch is going to be Redwood Boulevard. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with another guest after these announcements.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.